The world of crypto still feels complicated and risky for most people. It's kind of like more of a maze than a movement.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Web3 CMO Stories podcast. My name is Joeri Billast, and I'm your podcast host. And today I'm really honored and really excited to be joined again by Lani Dizon. Lani is a co-founder and a president of Zenza Capital and the Rio Digital Project. Hello, Lani, how are you? So good to see you again.
I'm doing really well, Yuri. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you for calling me back.
Yeah, so many exciting things are happening at the Rio side. And so I said, this is a really good moment to have a new conversation. It's already some time. But Lani, because, maybe not everyone knows Rio already. So if people are now hearing about Rio for the first time, can you maybe provide a summary of what Rio is all about?
Definitely. I'd love to explain that. Crypto was supposed to make life easier, right? Giving people freedom and control, but it's become very technical, as we've talked about before. It's too exclusive, and people suddenly need to understand the technology before they even use it and before they even invest in it, right? So that's that's the opposite of what innovation should be. New technology should make our lives more convenient, not more complicated. All of the services that we know of today, from Uber Eats to Instacart, DoorDash, it's all about convenience, and we pay for convenience. Yet this new technology has come, and it's pretty much given a lot of complication. I do want to mention some eye-opening numbers that explain about what Rio is about and why we built it. Almost everyone now has heard about crypto, right? And but only 6.8% of people worldwide actually own any. And actually 4% own Bitcoin. And even though crypto moves hundreds of billions of dollars every day, it still makes up less than just 1% of real world payments. And most of that activity is from trading, not buying coffee, groceries, or paying bills. And so it's really surprising considering that Bitcoin's been around for more than 15 years, even with tens of thousands of other cryptocurrencies created since then. The world of crypto still feels complicated and risky for most people. It's kind of like more of a maze than a movement. And so that's why Rio was envisioned 7 years ago, to bring real world usability to crypto and to make it simple, human, and usable for everyone. So we want to make it so that crypto isn't just held or traded, but actually used for online shopping, e-commerce, everyday payments, and global trade. And for those of you that don't know Rio or what Rio means, the name Rio came from over 500 years ago. Rio was Japan's original gold currency unit, a real gold that symbolized trust, honor, stability, and people used it for trade and commerce. And eventually it was replaced by the Japanese yen that we know of today. But Rio Coin, through us, has been reborn with that same principle as a digital payment solution for everyday life. But Rio isn't just a coin, it's the core of an ecosystem that's built to make crypto more practical and real. So it includes a life wallet where you can manage digital assets, chat with people, send money, and soon shop with crypto. Then we have a global mall where merchants can accept Rio for everyday goods and services from coffee to haircuts. And then we have Japan's first and only FSA licensed crypto ATM network where you can buy or sell cash in and cash out on familiar ATMs. Then we have what's called RYOPAY, our stable coin for real world settlements like grain trade. And this is all designed so that the user doesn't have to think about blockchain. And last thing is that Rio was built in Japan by our passionate team who really believe in giving people more control, privacy, and freedom. So, helping crypto and Web3 move from complication to convenience with accessibility for all, including the unbanked.
Yeah, that's all what I love crypto. You remember, Lani, I talked to you. You were on the podcast in the beginning when we just met,
Yes,
and now I hear the story again. It all makes a lot of sense. There is a lot of evolution too. Let's unpack a few of the things that you mentioned.
yes,
I want to talk first about RYOPAY. So it's
yes,
the grain trade partnership using RYOPAY for real world settlement has been getting quite some attention in the press
yeah.
lately. Can you explain how that works and why it matters to people?
Yes. So this is an example of how we're working on real world usability in an industry that can benefit from refinement. So picture a farmer in Canada shipping grain overseas. Traditionally, that farmer might wait weeks to even months to get paid from the paperwork, the bank delays, the multiple intermediaries, and lots of unnecessary costs and steps. So with our partner, GrainX Global, our goal is to improve that. So through RioPay, once delivery is confirmed, payment can be completed almost instantly with lower fees, fewer steps, and full transparency. So what that means for farmers is faster cash flow. For buyers, it means clarity and reliability. And for consumers, it means the food supply chain works more efficiently. So a beta test is underway as our proof of concept. And RioPay, after this proof of concept, is intended to be settled. It's intended to be a settlement currency for grain trade between Canada and Japan using real world assets. So the initial test trade is going to validate the concept before implementation. And also, RioPay is intended to be a stable coin for settlement of all sizes and will later be implemented in the global mall and in the Life Wallet. But grain trade is just the first phase. As we're starting with grain trade first because everyone can relate to it. It's putting food on tables. So, but at the same time, this same system can apply to other industries from real estate and automobiles, practically any product where trust and speed matter. And so when people ask, what is Rio about? This is just one example. It's bringing blockchain to action to improve everyday life and not just theory.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great example. Everyone, can imagine and, the difficulties that are today about what Rio and stablecoins can solve. Now, you mentioned the Life Wallet. I have it here on my phone. I'm so excited about it that it's there. It
Yes.
has launched on Apple, right? And so
Mhm.
how it is now different, how it does this milestone actually fit in the larger Rio ecosystem?
Well, it's a non-custodial wallet, and this non-custodial Life Wallet just launched, like you said, on the App Store about 10 days ago. And Android is soon coming. So, we already got approval for that and it's launching soon. But the Life Wallet was created to be an all-in-one digital lifestyle hub for everyday users. So, as you know, buying and securely holding crypto has been one of the biggest hurdles for new users to onboard into the crypto space. And the reality is, most wallets out there are so complicated, they're intimidating, and many people are afraid of losing their assets. I know when I first got my first wallet, it was so complicated. And I cringed every time when I was going to send assets from one wallet to another. And a lot of people still feel that today. So, having a digital wallet that breaks the barriers is critical to adoption. So, the Life Wallet is designed to feel familiar, like apps that people already use, but it's powered by Web3 from the background. So, from one simple dashboard, you can manage transactions, control your digital keys to crypto, such as RYO, ETH, USDT, and more are going to be added. You can check market rates. You can chat with friends who also have a Life wallet and send them digital assets instantly. You can also connect to favorite social media platforms and sites directly from within the wallet. That's why we call it the Life wallet. And then you can use the crypto ATM network in Japan if you're in Japan, and then of course we're going to be expanding this outside of Japan, but to buy or cash out crypto in person, and soon shop directly on the global mall through the Life Wallet. So this helps both merchants and consumers adopt crypto much more easily. And as I mentioned earlier, in a future phase, RYOPAY will be integrated into the Life Wallet as well and allow stable and predictable payments for real world purchases. What's launched today in the Life Wallet is just the first phase. It's going to keep expanding to incorporate more features such as AI assistants like RYO-CHAN and more. But the bottom line is it's multifunction and it breaks the barriers of crypto, making it something that your family, your grandparents, your mother and father can actually use, which is the most important thing. And that's the essence of RYO, making Web3 serve people so they don't have to understand the technology behind it.
Yeah, and actually, it's when people ask me about Rio, I say, okay, it's a coin, but it's a whole ecosystem behind.
Yes, it
If
is.
if I hear you speaking about all that, so you mentioned all the Rio-chan and AI, because I'm also into AI. Everyone these days, you cannot neglect AI, and there are these problems today when people talk to me about crypto. Oh, Yuri, but I'm afraid for scams. I'm afraid of losing my money. So tell us a
Exactly.
bit about the mascot Ryo-chan, and it has moved into phase 2, I think, of his pre-sale, and how does Ryo-chan fits into the whole ecosystem?
Well, Ryo-chan is a very special part of our story. He's based on my own miniature schnauzer, who's been a very deep part of our journey here at Rio, and he loves coming to the office every day. In Japan, adding chan, CHAN, to a name is a term of affection. So Ryo-chan means like dear Rio or cute Rio. And he's more than a mascot. He's evolving on the digital side into an AI empowered companion to guide people through Web3. So he'll check for smart contract risks and share helpful portfolio tips. And what personally gets me excited is donating to animal rescues and charities that truly support real world causes. The vision with Ryo-chan is about guidance, protection, and purpose. And he'll also be expanding to gaming for all ages, from young to elderly, which is important for engagement and education. So, and as well as earning rewards. So the point is making crypto and blockchain less technical and more human, and bringing that into engagement, entertainment, and rewards. And Ryo-chan will be accessible inside the Life Wallet and other parts of the larger Rio ecosystem. Oh, and also, as you said, the Ryo-chan token is currently in its pre-sale stage. So there's 3 phases. It already went through phase 1. Phase 2 is happening now at a very low price at 0.6025 USD. So that's the price now before it moves into phase 3, and then followed by the public listing. So it's the best time to get involved right now as early adopters and be part of the journey. And so for the listeners who are interested in the Ryo-chan pre-sale, you can go to ryochan.com for more information about him, what he's going to be doing on an AI perspective, and the pre-sale.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Lani, because people are listening and they have a lot of ideas. Oh, I need to check out Ryo-chan. There are show
Yeah,
notes, and the link that Lani mentioned will be in there, so you are sure to go
perfect.
to the right website and have all the information you need. Of course, you can always ask me questions, as I am the ambassador for Europe for Rio, and Rio is a sponsor of this podcast, but most of you already knew this. Now, Lani, back to the questions, and a lot of things are going on in Rio, but also for you personally, you have been recognized globally for your leadership, from best crypto solution to to Female Entrepreneur of the Year and more. So how was your journey shaped Rio's mission of bridging Japan with the world?
Thank you for that. It's been pretty tough, really tough. I mean, I'm talking about my entire career, going from nursing and medical school to health and wellness and then now into Rio. But it's been a meaningful journey. Before Rio, I was in the nutrition and wellness field with my own product lines, which I still have now. So we both do both at the same time. But I built communities and companies and founded several entrepreneurial opportunities that empowered people to live healthier, freer lives physically, mentally, and financially. And through this, we naturally developed a large, loyal following of consumers and affiliates all around the world, with our hub being in Japan. And that's how I started in Japan over 30 years ago. Then I was hooked when I learned about what blockchain could do, helping people taking back control of their lives, of their value and freedom, removing the middlemen, empowering anyone, anywhere. That's what led me here. And so my mission to help people hasn't changed. It's just evolved into something bigger. With our health formulas, for example, we've always taken a multi-function approach. We were filling a need, we combined multiple benefits into each high quality product. So our products are known as being multi-function. Every single one of our products does many, many things. So it's like taking 10 to 15 products and combining them into one. And so that's always been our strategy, for simplicity, for convenience, and provides real results for people. And so that's the same approach that we've taken with the Rio ecosystem. And here, speaking of Japan, let's be real, building a project especially like this in Japan is not easy. And for decades, we've worked under the strict regulations in Japan, even before Rio, with the Ministry of Health, which is the most strictest health regulator in the world, and it demands discipline, patience, and integrity. And you cannot cut corners here in Japan. There's no under the table paying or anything like that. And so everything that we do must meet the highest compliance standards in consumer protection. But we're proud, to be born where honor and trust means everything. And so all of this has shaped Rio's values. It's not the fastest model, but it's a model that's built to last. And that's why it's taken years to build. People don't understand the scrutiny that we've been under, or being under the microscope and needing to follow all these regulations and to even have the first and only crypto ATM network that is FSA licensed. There are zero regulated crypto ATMs here in Japan. We are the first to build out this crypto ATM network. And so, we knew the hurdles before even building this project. We knew what we were getting into, and it's been tough, but it's worth it, and it's part of our story. Also, speaking from experience, if you can build something from Japan or in Japan under Japan standards, you can set new standards anywhere. It could be embraced anywhere. And so, and also one point, because you did talk about leadership. People around me know that for me, leadership is not about titles. It's not even about awards. It's truly about making impact, and it's about leaving a legacy. And so whether I'm helping people in wellness or I'm helping people to onboard into Web3, it's all about empowering people and building and focusing on people first. When someone, like a farmer or a student or a grandmother can say, wow, that made my life easier or better, then that tells me that we're making an impact in this industry. So bringing Japan to the world means taking Japan's culture of respect, honor, trust, and precision, those values, and using it to create global solutions that anyone can use around the world.
Thank you for sharing that. I was going to say about legacy because it's actually also an ambitious project which takes time.
Oh,
And my
very,
book on the
yeah,
background, you see, start with why. So actually, you
yeah,
explained your why. But talking
yeah.
about Japan, Lani, talk a bit about the Japan Revival campaign that you launched. Yeah, what is that all
Oh,
about?
yeah, this was an idea, and it runs pretty deep within us. Like I mentioned, we've been here for over 30 years, about 32 years. And around the world, Japan is admired for its excellence in quality and innovation. A lot of people want to come here, from the young generation to the elderly. I mean, people understand the quality. And but it's faced some challenges as well. A reduced younger generation, slower economic growth. It used to be number two, dropped to number three, and is now at number four, for example. And our goal with the Revival campaign is about reigniting the Japanese spirit, proving that once again, this nation can rise up and help set a global standard with Web3. We created a fascinating revival manga series based on true events. The first edition has already come out and it's going extremely well here in Japan. And we're also going to be launching collector coins that celebrate Japan's values and help community projects. And these collector coins, they're going to be coming out in different series. But I think what's most important to understand is that this revival is not just about Japan. It's also symbolic. So it represents something much bigger for the world. Web 1 and Web 2 connected the world. But along the way, we lost privacy and we lost ownership. So Web 3 gives us a chance to take that back. And that's why we're so passionate about this project and about Web 3. But this revival is about people regaining control over their data, over their privacy, value, and ownership. So it's not solely about Japan's rise, it's a global revival of gaining back trust in money, in privacy, in autonomy, and in human connection. Because in the end, what we're really reviving is people. So that's our goal with the revival.
Amazing. Now, Lani, you're so passionate about the project, and I guess my listeners now they want to know more. And they also see me posting about it and about Rio, and sometimes I go to conferences and they ask me about Rio. So yeah, for those people that are now listening and they want to be part of the project, where should they start if they are outside of Japan?
Yeah, well, everybody can already be part of the Rio project and this movement, no matter where you are. So there's actually different ways that you can connect with us now. The first thing is you can download the Life Wallet on iOS, and then Android's on the way. But on lifewallet.app, you can notice at the very bottom it has all the countries that the Life Wallet is has launched into, and then the countries that are pending. And then if you don't see your country and you want to add the country, then just click that button to request it. And then the second thing is you can get involved with the RYO-CHAN pre-sale now while early pricing is still available on ryochan.com. And then you can also follow and engage with our online Rio digital community. We would really love that. We built a community in Japan of hundreds of thousands of people. Actually that stemmed from our health and wellness and entrepreneurial companies from before, but we really need to increase our engagement and our exposure globally. And so it would be really great if all of you followed us there. Then the other thing is you can obtain Rio Coin. It's on global exchanges now. Just visit riocoin.com for the list of exchanges. Plus there was just an announcement today that we are listing on Bitrue, Bitrue, another exchange as well, on October the 15th, in 5 days at 12 p.m. Japan Standard Time. And then for those who are interested, we also have through Zenza Capital, a first of its kind crypto convertible bond. And you could visit riobond.com for that, or get in touch with Joeri. And then for Japan revival that we were talking about. It's japan-revival.com, and you could subscribe for more news on that. But with our project Rio, like I mentioned, we've been working on this for so long. It's been really tough. We're unlike all of the other projects that have been launching globally because we have to comply within the standards and the regulations here in Japan. But we are very happy with all of the progress that we've made. We're very prideful of this ecosystem that we've created. And I truly appreciate everyone for taking a moment to learn more, to get involved, and truly become part of our DNA and journey. And Joeri, I especially thank you for being our Europe ambassador and for all that you do and doing everything that you can to expose the Rio project, but most importantly, for your belief and support.
Thank you so much, Lani, for the beautiful words. Thank you so much for sharing your passion on this podcast episode. So many things happened. I will share this with everyone that already showed interest in Rio, that asked me questions, because you gave all the answers. And it's always good to get the answers, from one of the founders. So thank you so much, Lani. It was such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Joeri. And I always appreciate what your podcast stands for. And that's the reason why we are sponsors of this podcast.
Thank you so
And
much.
everyone, thank you for listening to everyone.
Guys, what an amazing episode. So if you're interested in Rio, check out the blog article. All the links that Lani mentioned will be found in there. If you're not yet following Rio on the social channels, go ahead and for sure do this. You can also connect with me if you haven't, because I'm regularly sharing updates about Rio. So if you think this episode is useful for people around you, that might want to learn about crypto or buy their first crypto, well, send them this episode, because then they can get their hands on crypto. Also, if you haven't given me a review yet for the podcast, please do that, because you give me these 5 stars, I will reach an even bigger audience. And of course, I would like to see you back next time. Take care.